going well so far. Hi, I'm Kelsey from Kelsey's Pole Journey, but before that, I was Kelsey who did the aerial silks a lot, but always and forever, every day of my life, I am Kelsey who embarrassing things happen to. So in my video about the surprisingly petty reason I became a pole dancer, I mentioned that I once had to be cut out of the silks during a live performance, and here's that story. And for your viewing pleasure, here is also the video of the event. So before we get into all that, I do have to give you a little bit of context. This studio, don't try to go look them up and berate them or leave them a bad review or anything. First of all, they're closed. Second of all, this was a sort of 1 in a million freak thing that happened. Nobody got hurt. I was perfectly fine. Yeah, they said they have never seen this happen to anyone before, so it wasn't like the studio's fault for setting me up for failure. I was also the MC of this event because I worked for this studio as a social media manager. Oh, I tried to do some eyeliner today so I could be a little bit cute, but let's just say it matches the theme of embarrassing for this video.
Oh my God!
I haven't watched this video since the performance, but let's get into it. So the way this class was sort of structured was, it wasn't very big, and most of the people in there were pretty skilled. So it was supposed to be a level 1 class, but it sort of became like a hybrid level 1 and level 2 class. So there was a level 1 performance that I did earlier in the day that was totally fine. And then I insisted upon joining in on this level 2 performance as well, because I was like, I can do it, I can do it. I was not as skilled as the other people in level 2, but you know, my gosh, I wanted to give it a try. So here I am preparing for a TikTok drop. Had to wait for a dramatic pause. Very dramatic pause. Super dramatic pause. Okay. Okay, so there we go. And then this is sequencing into a trapeze drop, I believe. Oh, everyone's going in sequence. You probably just can't see from the way I have it cropped. So yeah, there's a trapeze drop. 2 drops in a row. Level 2 stuff, or maybe even above, totally fine. And at this point I'm like, oh, I got this. I can do it. You might be spotting a problem already. I'm in an all black outfit and I'm on an all black set of silks. But that will become more important later. Okay, so this is, I think this is going into what's called a creature. And this was a move I had struggled with like right up until this very day. And then, perfect. Nailed it, almost touching my feet to my head. Icon. That was a transition I had had a lot of trouble with, learning to flip myself out like that, but I was like, I'm fine. Doing a split, but it's at a really weird angle, so you can't really see. So this is like I think it's a ballerina roll into a split, or a candy cane roll. So you can see my back foot is like a little bit wrapped up in the silk, so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting stuck. I got a little panicked, got a little worried. You can see me sort of struggling to shake off the fabric from my feet here. And you see it's like a little bit twisted still on my bottom foot, so I'm not getting the length of fabric that I need. There's an instructor who's like, let me help you, but I was fine. I was fine. So I'm like, great, I made it through the most embarrassing thing that could happen to me. And this here is a beginner move. It's just done pretty high up, but this was something I had learned at the beginner level silks class. So I was like, I got this. So you're about to see me commit the critical error and turn the wrong direction to exit out of the move. So now I've got myself in this weird wrap. And from here on out, I am stuck in the silks. It's draped over my foot. My foot was sweating, so it stuck to the fabric, and I just twisted myself up even more at that point. I couldn't tell the silks from the fabric of my pants because they were all black. Here you can see my instructor coming over to check on me. She's physically trying to unwrap my foot. You can see that the silk is making a sock around my foot. Oh my God. And again, everyone is now looking at me. The other people in my class are doing a wonderful, beautiful job of their performance, but all the attention is on me. So I'm trying to just dangle there, and you see me cheering for them. I'm like trying to convince the crowd that it's okay. Oh God. Okay, you're about to see it come into frame here, and here's the instructors with the ladder, because the first one had checked in and said, "Can you get down?" And I said, "I don't think so." So again, everyone else is doing their darndest, actually live performing, and the instructors are hauling me over to a ladder, physically placing my weight on the ladder. Oh my God. And like, it was uncomfortable. It wasn't painful yet, but all my weight was just on that one leg that was sort of in a half little split. And then you can see I'm trying to haul my weight up onto the ladder and getting increasingly more fatigued, because the routine I had done before this was about 3.5 minutes. This one, you know, you'd seen me do a couple of drops. So I'm like trying to hold all my weight up myself with my arms, and multiple instructors now are trying to get me out of there. And here comes another one to haul me onto the ladder. Again, everyone else is just doing their best to finish out the routine. Oh God, okay. So the video actually cuts off before I get cut free, but I will insert once again that photo of the cut silks so you can see definitively. Yes, they did have to cut the silks. My instructor came over with a pair of scissors, and the scissors did not cut, so she had to run into the audience and ask, "Does anyone have a knife?" And some random guy from the audience handed her a knife, and she sawed through the silks to get me out. And at this point, the routine is done. Everyone else is done performing. The crowd is dead silent. All eyes on me, watching me get sawed out of the silks, because I am the MC of the program, and nobody knows how to continue the program because I'm in charge, and I'm still in charge even though I'm stuck in the fabric. So then they finally got me free. I touched down onto the ground and I said, "Give it up for our level 2 silks performers." And everyone clapped. Again, it was just a freak combination of the humidity made my foot stick to the silks, and my outfit perfectly matched the silk, so it was hard to differentiate between. And it was a move that I had done dozens of times before perfectly. I just happened to turn the wrong way. So if you ever think that something embarrassing has happened to you, remember something more embarrassing has probably happened to me. Yeah, in hindsight, it's hilarious. If you want to hear more stories from my life of performance, you know, I've done it all: singing, dancing, acting, puppeteering, silks, stilting, all that stuff. So I'd be happy to tell you more about those experiences. And if you liked this video, consider leaving a comment, maybe subscribing if you live for secondhand embarrassment, because that is what I can provide for you. All right, I'm gonna stop talking now. So, bye.